Yeah, hey, this is my personal video for psychology, doing it for the project, 5 minutes, da 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 da. Anyway, we're supposed to talk about an issue that you can relate to, an issue, a psychological issue that you have a problem with. And the one I'm choosing to talk about is medicating. The fact that today's society, today's culture, we believe that if there are problems around every single corner, we can fix it by medicating. I mean, Phil, he's not normal. He has to take pills 5 times a day just in order to keep the normalness about him. I mean, that whole thing, it's wrong. I mean, well, I'm not going to say it's wrong. They're just going to state that right now. There are some situations in which medicating others is okay. Like, when their well-being or someone else's well-being is brought into question is a great example. Okay. You have someone walk into a convenience store with a knife and he thinks everyone's giant floating dragonflies and he wants to stab all their eyes out. Now, okay, that's an issue. That is a problem. He has to be on medication. But if Phil sits there and he's like, well, you know what, I think we're all just one big cognitive being, there's no such thing as death, and this whole reality is nothing but an imagination of our own selves. And I mean, if he's going out there having all sorts of psychedelic topics floating through his head, I mean, who are we to put him on medication? In fact, who are we to put anyone on medication? If someone doesn't want to take anything, they don't have to. And the fact that in some situations we make them is horribly wrong. I mean, who are we to medicate someone else? I mean, if I'm one of those people that believes in personal freedoms to no extent. I mean, completely personal freedom all the way. If you want to go and not take your meds and believe giant spiders are running behind you and trying to eat you, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. That's your choice. But if you want to run around and not take your meds and try to cut my skin off and wear it like a suit, now I have an issue. That's really the only line I draw, is when my well-being or someone else's well-being is brought into question. But besides that, you can do whatever you want. Anyone can do whatever they want. And we as a society don't get over the normalness that we expect everyone to have. We expect everyone to behave a certain way, act a certain way, talk a certain way, think a certain way. And that tunnel vision we have, the fact that we won't get past the norms, is what's limiting us as a people. The fact that we can't break free, we can't go, oh no, we can't do that, that's an idea we can't have. Then that idealism, that whole belief is what's holding us back as a people. I mean, we claim to be America, land of the free, home of the brave, land of the free, that's just it. If you're not the right way, then you're really not free, because we'll tie you down and medicate you. I mean, really just, I sound like a conspiracist, but America's just an illusion of being free. I mean, for example, I own a restaurant. If I want to have a dog in my restaurant, which is illegal by the way, I should be able to. It's like, oh, that's a health code violation. Well, if you have an issue with the fact I have a dog in my restaurant, don't come to my restaurant. It's like, I own the restaurant, I own the property, I own It's all mine. I have complete say over it, no matter what happens. But I can't have a dog. I own the dog can't be on my property. But I'm serving you food. Well, don't eat my food then. It's like the same thing. It's like, this is me, my mind, my everything. You want to put me on meds, you can't do that. I have every right to deny the medication. Which, in most cases, people do have the right to, but in some instances, in some situations, it's forced upon them, and when it's all said and done, it's really not the best thing we should be doing. It's like, unless someone else is being harmed in a direct way, then let it fly. And if anyone has a problem with that, well, that's their problem. You can't force somebody to take medication, and personally, I believe in this nation we're doing a lot more medicating than we have to.